Welcome to Season 2 of Cue the Real, Manifestation to Get Unstuck. This is the Stuck Library. Here, you pull down one episode at a time, open it, breathe into it, and learn how to turn the page in your own life. Because every stuck story can be rewritten. I'm Lindsay Brand, and this is where you learn to manifest what's next. If you're listening to this on your way to a job that makes you want to scream, or you're hiding in the bathroom stall just to breathe, or you're counting down the hours until you can log off and feel human again, this episode is for you. Back in episode 4, I told my full story. The military years, the bathroom notes I wrote myself, the string of jobs I manifested super fast once I finally stopped operating from pure desperation and started practicing real gratitude and presence. That episode was about how to shift your energy so you can actually get out while you're still in it. And it worked for many of you. Today is different though. Today is part 2. We're talking about how to finally end the pattern so you never end up in another job you hate again. You can raise your vibration, script every night, say your affirmations, and still wake up trapped if you skip this one piece. So if you're ready to stop changing cages and actually break free, keep listening. Let's cue the real. Here's what started keeping me up at night after episode 4 dropped. I was looking through subreddits on manifestation and comments on social media posts about this specific topic, and I kept seeing the exact same pattern. People were talking about how they manifested a new role very quickly, but were unhappy again. I saw many comments that said something similar to, "It's been 6 months since I manifested the new job, and I'm sitting at my desk, staring at the screen, feeling the exact same dread I felt before." Every single time I read one of those comments, my body remembered, because I've lived the sequel too many times. I did every single thing I taught you in episode 4. I walked through the imaginary doors, the future version of me. I fell asleep dripping in gratitude for a role that didn't exist yet, and I projected my energy like my life depended on it. I manifested the titles, the paycheck, the this is it moments faster than ever. I got to exactly where I wanted to be. For this episode, I thought long and hard about how I could help people that are still stuck in the loop. I dug deep and thought about things that I did without even really noticing what I was doing and how it was changing things for me. Episode 4 gave you the tools to shift the external reality. Today, in part 2, we're doing the deeper work so the dread can never follow you again. Before we get into it, I'm going to be real with you. I love the idea of pretty journals, but 90% of my identity work happens in the car, in the shower, on walks, or while I'm brushing my teeth. I am pretty busy during the day. Writing is powerful when you do it, but it's not how I live this day to day. So here's exactly how to upgrade your identity without living in a notebook. No offense to you notebook people out there. The first thing I'm going to talk about is what I call the identity audit. I asked myself one question about everything that was going on with my job. I asked, how would the version of me who was fully living her truth handle this moment? Here are a few examples. How would I, living fully in my truth, handle being asked to do more than what I'm getting paid for? How would I, living fully in my truth, handle disrespect? How would I, living fully in my truth, handle someone undermining my worth? What would I do? Anytime something comes up that doesn't sit right with you, ask yourself that question. You'll be surprised how brave you feel and free. It will affect decisions you make and alter your identity as you continue to act from the answers that come from this practice. You get out of your old habits and what you've come to let pass in your life. If you're struggling to imagine that fully expressed version of yourself, and most of us are at the beginning, honestly, borrow someone you deeply respect. Ask, what would Oprah do right now? How would Beyonce move through this? How would Michelle Obama respond? Pick someone whose energy, boundaries, and choices you genuinely admire. Let them show you the gap and then step across it. This exercise will show you who you really are and what you really want in a job. The next step is a mental version of the evidence. At the end of the day, while I'm washing my face or cooking dinner, I mentally run the highlight reel of the day, and I force myself to name 3 moments, however small, that prove the new identity is already running the show. Here are examples I've said to myself before. 1. I said, "That deadline doesn't work for me," without apologizing. 2. I let the email sit unanswered after 6 p.m. instead of jumping to fix everyone's problem after hours. 3. I felt the old, "Who do you think you are" voice and kept talking anyway. 4. I took my full lunch break away from my desk even though 3 Slack messages were pinging. If I can only find 2 things to say, I stay there until I find the third because the brain loves completing sets. Forcing the third one is usually where the magic happens. Some nights they feel massive, most nights they feel microscopic, but it doesn't matter because the nervous system doesn't care about size. It only cares about repetition. You'll prove to yourself in real time that the new identity is already in charge and the old one stops getting airtime. That's how you go from "I'm trying to change" to "Wait, who even was that?" It takes less than a minute, and I attribute to this being a major reason the dread never moved in with me again. This last practice is one I give the most credit to for my identity shift. It's something Neville Goddard used to call revision, but I just call it the reverse memory rewrite because that's exactly what it feels like I'm doing. Once a week, Sunday nights for me, I picked one job memory that still made me cringe, the tiny moment that still sits in my stomach like a rock. I closed my eyes, let the original scene play for 30 seconds so I could feel it fully. I was there. Then I would freeze it. I hit pause like I was watching a movie. Then I put the real me, the one who knows her worth, into the exact same moment and I let her handle it differently. Here are a few real scenes I've rewritten so you can get a feel for it. In the first old memory, I got feedback that I'm too emotional after I pushed back on an unfair workload and I ended up accepting it and doing it all. In the new scene for that memory, I smile and say, "I'm actually really calm. This volume of work isn't sustainable for anyone. How do we fix the process instead of the person?" Then I wait quietly for a response. Another old memory. My name was left off the presentation deck even though I built 80% of the slides. I just let it go and don't say anything. In the new scene, I open the meeting with, "Quick correction before we start. Slides 3 through 12 are my work. I'll be presenting my section." Then I take the floor like it was always mine. The last old memory example I will share. I said, "I can make that work," to a schedule that wrecked my life for 2 months straight, and I never said anything about it. In the new scene, I pause and reply, "Let me check what's realistic. I'll come back to you in an hour with the capacity that actually works for delivery and for me." Then I do exactly that, no apology. I replay the new version 3 times, feeling how steady my voice is, how light my shoulders feel, how little I need their approval. Then I quietly say inside, "That was the last time that version of me dimmed herself in that room." 5 minutes, once a week. These aren't fantasies about quitting or burning bridges here. They're the quiet, calm, powerful ways the real me actually responds now because I rewrote my memory first. Do it this week on one of your own moments. The eye roll emoji in the group chat, the "can you just" request, the credit someone else took, the after-hour work messages you responded to. Rewrite it exactly how the version of you who's done acting that way would have handled it. You'll be shocked with how fast real life starts matching the new scene. That's it. That's the deeper work that turned me from someone who could manifest new jobs fast into someone the wrong job literally can't stick to anymore. 3 simple, mostly mental practices. All day long ask, how would the version of me who is fully living her truth handle this moment? Or borrow Oprah, Beyonce, Michelle Obama, whoever lights you up. Every single night, force yourself to name 3 moments, tiny or big, where you already showed up as her. And once a week, pick one cringy job memory and do the reverse memory rewrite until the old you feels like a stranger. Do these until you feel your identity shift, and you won't just leave the job you hate. You'll finally become someone who never ends up in a job you hate again. If this episode hit you different, screenshot right now, share it in your stories, or send it to the one friend who's hiding in the bathroom stall at work. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts that literally just says, Part 2 delivered. That's all. It helps push the message to more people who are crying on their commute right now. And start tonight. Ask the question, find the 3 moments, pick one memory to rewrite. Your future self, the one who wakes up excited on Monday, is already waiting on the other side of these practices. Thank you for showing up, for doing the quiet, brave work, and for trusting the process even when it feels scary. I'll see you in the next one.